How do we want to start?
I got it. Tell me when to go.
Okay. 3, 2.
Hi, we're back. I missed you.
That was just like the last one.
Oh, was it?
We were debating how we were going to start. And Jason goes, I have something. Just let me know when you're ready to go. And I was like, okay. And I did the countdown. And he started with that. And I was like, that's how we start all of them.
Okay. Well, we'll do the one that I want. Go ahead. Ready? Count me off.
3, 2.
Let's grab them by the pussy, boys.
All right.
No.
Well. No,
I got it. Just count me off. Ready?
All of this is staying in there. You know that, right?
Oh, no.
I like that one best.
All right. So we're back. We're playing Jet Force Gemini again. I believe we're almost done. I hope.
This should be the last boss before I have to go back and find all the teddy bears.
All the teddy bears. All the teddy bears.
All right.
Okay, and there's something special today.
Air support, Jeremy.
Jeremy.
I know, weird.
Jeremy is in studio, and by studio I mean a bedroom in my house.
Hey guys.
But Jeremy is here, and he is actually playing Floyd. So I am completely free to blow your minds with internet factoids because I'm not playing a game anymore. Actually, do you know what's interesting? Factoids. A factoid is a thing that's not true. A factoid isn't a small fact. It's a thing that sounds like a fact but isn't true. Fake
I
news.
thought that all
I did
statements
not
were
know
facts.
that. Like that you use only 10% of your brain? That's just an urban myth, right?
Right. Hold on, I'm going to look it up real quick. Factoid.
I thought that just all facts could be true or false.
No.
No.
That's not a fact.
Well, the reason I say that... Okay.
So here is the definition, and it's weird. It says a brief or trivial item of news or information. However, below that, it says an assumption or speculation that is reported and repeated so often that it becomes accepted as fact. Therefore, like you only use 10% of your brain.
Yeah. Hold on. I want to look something up.
Only using 10% of your brain is a factoid.
You got no air support right now, Jason.
Well, I don't know what we're supposed to do in here.
Well, I'll let you figure it out.
Hate your
You
game.
got
Hate it.
There's a
Okay.
thing-
We've got it passed.
What do you think this means?
Oh, it did a thing.
It did do a thing.
We're gonna fight Eggman. What is happening?
Oh, okay, I get it. I guess. Wait, what?
Wait, what?
What is happening?
What is this game?
Do you want to know what the definition of a fact is, Jason, since you were so adamant that a fact can't be false?
Yeah, what is it?
A fact is a statement that can be proven true or false.
Fake news.
You're fake news. Because if you ever... Don't you remember those little
Really?
forms? Yeah, okay,
Really?
here's the thing. So you remember all those forms you had as a kid, or like tests? It was like, is this a fact or an opinion?
Right.
Okay, well, if I tell you... That's the only two things it could be.
Okay.
So if I
Yeah.
say, I am... a woman.
Yeah, if you make a declarative,
it's just like a declarative that it can be proven true or false.
Right.
Therefore, it's a fact.
Right.
Yeah.
They're all running from something, it looks like.
I'm a woman was the worst.
I
worst one you
understood
could've-
that as soon as I
you
said it, and I was like, I'm just gonna hope no one that just flies under the radar. I
Nope,
didn't mean
nope.
it was not meant like that.
Welcome to the jungle, punk.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna let that fly.
I'm gonna take all rights until I can't no more.
Well, eventually you'll take a left.
Yeah, exactly. Solve this
So it's like the opposite of NASCAR. We used to do that when I was in college because we were engineers and we were nerds about cars. So every time we were driving the car, we would go somewhere, and somebody would be giving directions, right? Because we didn't have smartphones then.
Oh.
So somebody would be giving directions, and when we would come up to something, and it'd be like, hey, if you need to take a left, it'd be like, you need to take a NASCAR here. At this stop.
I've heard that before. Yeah.
And then, or if you need to take a right, they'd be like, you need to take a JDM, or an F1 or something like that.
I like it,
Anything other than NASCAR, basically.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. I say Louis and Richter.
You're a nerd. You're such a nerd.
I used to say something.
Why is everything in night vision?
I got night vision goggles and I stepped on a thing and it opened a door that was pitch black.
Oh, so this is.
But
all
the
pitch
dog
black.
isn't wearing night vision goggles.
But he must be. They're contact lenses.
They're contact
lenses. Yeah.
They're night vision contact lenses.
Must be.
I mean, he's a
Ooh, what's
dog
happening?
with
What's
a laser
happening
on
here?
his back.
What's happening? We're going up. Is he gonna smush me? What the? I don't remember this at all, but I like it. Doggy. Okay, now we're on a Mesa. Is that what this is? A Mesa?
What's a Mesa?
It looks like a big donut. Oh yeah, like a thing that sticks up out of the ground.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
wait, isn't that a plateau?
Plateau's
okay.
part of an island that's surrounded by land or water on 3 sides.
That's
No,
peninsula.
that's a peninsula.
Peninsula. Wow. I am not
A
a geographer.
plateau is a mountain with a flat
Wow.
mountain with a flat top.
You're right. I am.
So I guess this
I
place is
apologize.
just for that
But
one
this
guy.
one's really tall, so it might be something different. I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna look up Mesa.
Oh my God, he's making.
This is
making-
what happens when I don't have a keyboard in my hand.
They're
I can
making-
Google. I can Google definitions of terms. Welcome to the podcast,
Welcome
everyone.
here.
So what's new in the news, Paul?
Okay, yeah, no, you're right. That was a Mesa. It was an isolated flat top hill with 2 steep sides found in landscapes with horizontal strata.
Ooh.
There you go.
Look at Jason. Good
Look at
geographer.
Jason.
I know a lot of stuff.
You're
It's
so fucking
most of it
annoying.
useless.
No, it's difficult.
You're so smart. Okay, so first topic. We're gonna do a rehash of the midterms. Actually, before we get started, let's do some housekeeping. I want to do the housekeeping. Housekeeping. You want me to flop pillow? Have you ever seen that movie, Tommy Boy?
No, I haven't seen it.
Oh my God, it's great. He's sitting there. Oh man, what the hell is his name? Chris Farley. He's sitting there, and he's in a hotel, and David Spade is with him, right? But David Spade goes out and he comes back. So David Spade comes back and he's knocking on the motel room door, and you know Chris Farley's still in there sleeping. So David Spade starts knocking on the door, and he starts going. He knocks. And he's like, "Housekeeping." He's like, so Chris Farley's like, "No housekeeping. What's sleepy?" And then so he knocks. He goes, "Housekeeping. You want me to fluff pillow?" He's like, "No housekeeping. I want sleep." And he's like, "Housekeeping. You want me to clean room?" He was like, "No, would you please leave me alone for the love of God?" And then the guy, and then so David Spade one more time. He goes, "Housekeeping. You want me to jerk you off?"
Oh my God.
And Chris Farley goes like, "Wait, what kind of fucked up place is this?"
All right, so I am
Or amazing.
lost.
One of the two.
Yeah, it's great.
Depends on how you look at
I
it.
don't understand how
They
I
go
missed
the
it.
extra mile
We're
at
gonna get
Hotel
it.
6. They'll leave the light on for you.
Yeah.
Was that Motel 6?
Oh yeah, Motel 6. We were trying to stay there last year for Thanksgiving. Jason, weren't
Oh.
you?
Just don't stay in a Days Inn, for the
Motel
love of God.
Oh yeah.
Don't stay in a Days Inn.
Are they bad?
Oh, they're so bad. Me and my dad were going somewhere one time. I forget where it was. I think we were going to like an aquarium in Cincinnati or something like that. And so my dad booked the trip, and he was gonna stay. He booked it because we were poor, so he booked it for like the cheapest that he could, which was a Days Inn. And we get there, we pull up to it, and it's like not in a great part of town.
Mm-hmm.
And we pull up, and it's like there's like weeds and like everything overgrowing it. There were windows busted, one with like a piece of wood, plywood over it, and there were like there was 2 crosses in the front where somebody had died.
Oh.
And so we drove
Okay.
and we to the parking lot. Dad was like, "Yeah, we're not doing this."
Yeah. We're gonna go somewhere else.
So he made a U-turn, and we went and stayed at Holiday Inn.
Ooh.
So, and I got smarter because I stayed in a Holiday Inn Express. Okay. But seriously, the housekeeping. We need to do this. So it's been a minute since we did this. We had some stuff going on, and then of course Thanksgiving happened, and so we didn't record for a few weeks. So this is our first episode since, what was it, November 8th?
We played
Day after
games.
the
We
elections?
just didn't let you watch.
Yeah. November 7th. That was the last time we recorded, which was 3 weeks ago. So, and what we talked about then was the midterm elections. And so we're going to circle back to that because things have changed since then, and I have some things to say. But before that, as always, like, comment, subscribe, share, and you can follow us on Facebook.
I know, but go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah,
Sorry.
thank you.
Sorry.
Jesus Christ.
Sorry.
Follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/dontcallmepretentious. On Twitter, twitter.com/@DCMPretentious. Get in contact with us at our email address, dontcallmepretentious@gmail.com. And as always, listen to our political podcast, Don't Call Me Political. And also, that has a Facebook page, facebook.com/dontcallmepolitical. You can get the audio version on iTunes, Google Play Music. What was it on? Pocket Casts. And there's a direct RSS link on the Facebook page. And then you can get the YouTube. You can get the video on YouTube. YouTube.com, Don't Call Me Political. Now, what were you saying?
I don't know where I'm going in this.
Because your game sucks.
Stop it. I just don't know. I feel like I've been everywhere in this
The only
maze.
way you ever knew where to go in this game is because you played it. Because back when we played these games in 2000, You had one game a year, and you just played it even if it was not good.
I'm becoming pretty confident that there isn't a way out of here.
Now, if a game isn't good, I just move on
So there's
to
that.
one of the other 1,500 games in my Steam library that I haven't touched.
We did this one. What happens here?
Let's go back up and see.
I added 25 more games to my Steam library over Black Friday and Cyber Monday.
Ooh.
And I don't even know what the fuck half of them are.
It makes me watch every second of this dog come up on this block. All right.
You're really selling the game.
Fuck
Jason.
elevators. Oh, you think I can get over there? That's what it
Let's
is.
do it.
Okay.
Can you?
About to find out.
Ooh, baby.
Oh, it's gonna be close.
No, we got it.
Nailed it.
Plenty of time. All right.
Hey,
Oh, look,
bear,
there's a
kill
teddy
it.
bear.
Don't kill the bears.
Don't. Hey,
It upsets Paul.
it does upset me. But it this dynamic only works if it makes you happy.
That's true.
You know what I'm thinking.
It never makes me happy to hurt you, Paul.
If it makes you happy, it can be the best. Okay, anyway. So, it's been a minute since we recorded. We recorded 3 weeks ago, and it was the day after the midterm elections. And if you recall, if you listened to that episode, which you probably didn't because nobody did, but if you did, you'll know that I was unhappy about it. Okay? You remember this?
Yes.
You remember this,
Yes.
Jason?
I
You remember
remember.
this, Jeremy?
Oh, yeah.
You'd lost faith.
I was unhappy. I would say 3 weeks later, I'm still not super happy, but things are way better than they were then. Things
Why is
have
that?
gotten better.
Why is that?
Well, okay, because here's what happened. And here's what I didn't take into account, and a lot of people don't take into account. Is that the way elections work is shitty because each state does their own thing and some states suck. Okay? And the states that don't suck,
What is this?
they're slow because they do things to make sure everything is good and secure and people are allowed to vote and so more people vote. And those happen to be liberal states on the West Coast. Okay? So California, Oregon, Washington, Nevada, all those places, Arizona, they take a long time to report their results. Okay?
Yeah.
So we had a lot of things. So on the day after the midterms, that day when we recorded, Democrats had done okay, right? They had taken back the House, but they'd only gained like, I don't know, it was like 25 seats or something like that. So it was like just barely enough to retake the House, essentially.
Yeah.
And then, of course, they lost the Senate, and there were still things going on in Florida and Georgia and things like that, right?
They didn't lose the Senate. They didn't retake the Senate.
Well, yeah, they didn't retake the Senate, but they lost seats in the Senate.
Yeah.
They have fewer seats than they did before the midterms, right? Okay, so what has happened in the last few weeks is that more results came in, more things got finalized, and things ended up a little bit better. But actually a lot better in certain ways. Hold on, vamp, because I got to look up something real
Kill the
quick.
brother and save the sister.
What?
Nothing.
Nothing happened.
Nothing gruesome happened.
I didn't just kill the brother.
You're
bear.
terrible people.
Cried out in furry pain before they were silenced.
You're terrible people. Terrible, terrible people.
So, you were saying?
Okay.
Sorry.
So what happened was, okay. No, I'm gonna need you to vamp a little bit. I lost something. I lost my page. I'm gonna need you to vamp for a second.
I know what vamp means.
Just make stuff up and talk.
Dude.
Shit. Caught a bit unawares.
Okay, never mind. I got what I need now. I'm sorry. I apologize to everyone.
How do you feel about dead teddy bears, Jeremy?
Well, for that half a second, I felt anything.
I'm strongly pro dead teddy bear.
Yeah,
turns out.
You're terrible
me
people.
too.
You're terrible
Strangely
people.
me too.
I'm regretting all of this. I don't like this. I don't like what's happening here. I'm not a big fan. Okay.
Well, that's a couple teddy bears.
Hashtag
Their
furry
country's
death.
a shithole, anyways.
What?
Their country's a shithole, anyways.
Yeah, why don't we
The
have
teddy
teddy
bear
bears
country?
from? Why don't we get teddy bears from Norway? Why
Yeah,
are our
like-
teddy bears from?
Where are the teddy bears from the good country?
Yeah.
These aren't the best teddy
Yeah,
bears. We know
yeah,
they're not
yeah.
sending their best.
Oh my God, I can't handle this. There's so much happening. So much happening.
Don't know where I'm going. Oh, bet over here.
Okay. So here's what happened. So as more votes came in, Democrats did really well in the West. Okay? And they were really slow to count their votes. So as we've gone on 3 weeks later, the final tally right now sits at Democrats picked up not 25 or 27 seats or whatever it was, which is what we thought it was 3 weeks ago. As of today, with everything in, there's still 2 undecided. I don't know why. I guess they have to go to a runoff or they're being recounted or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But even as we sit right now, Democrats gained 39 seats.
Woo! I thought it was 40.
Well,
Yikes.
it could still be 40 because there's those 2 undecided. So, but right now for sure, there are 39 seats.
39 sucks.
39 is huge.
It's 3 times 13.
If I'm not mistaken, this is what I was looking up, and I'm having a hard time finding it right now. But I know for a fact this is the biggest midterm swing since Watergate, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the biggest
Wow.
seats gained
Is
by
it
a single
really?
party since Watergate. Yeah. And that was when it was sitting at like 34 or something like that. If I'm not mistaken, 39 might be the biggest in history, or certainly the biggest since like 1930. I think it was 1930, which was the midterm after the Great Depression, and Republicans got walloped, and then of course FDR got elected in 32.
Okay, can't go in here.
So this is actually a historically big landslide.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Uh,
Go
it-
Democrats.
If you look at the total vote percentage of the vote as of a day ago, Democrats have 53.2% of the popular vote, and Republicans got 45.1% of the vote. So that's an 8.1% differential.
God damn it.
That is a larger percentage point differential than any recent wave in midterm elections, including 1994, which was Republicans did a plus 7.1% wave, 2006, where Democrats did a plus 8%, 2010, which was when Republicans did plus 7.2, and 2014, which is Republicans did plus 5.7. So Democrats are bigger than all that. Did better in this one than they did in 2006 even, which was a huge wave.
That's not bad at all. Then.
In 2006, remember,
I graduated.
George Bush, not a popular person then.
Yeah.
Right.
We didn't know how good we had it.
And was in his second term.
Yeah.
No, oh, man, that's the whole thing. I hate that revisionism on George W. Bush. The liberals being like, oh, man, I wish I had George Bush. I'm like, George Bush was fucking awful.
Oh,
don't let Donald Trump get you into this
nonsense.
pit.
That's absolute nonsense. Can you imagine George Bush, member of the aristocracy, going what's the word? Pulling out of the Paris Accords? Can you imagine George?
Can
Bush
you
doing
imagine
that?
George Bush, let's say hypothetically, pulling out of NATO and UN to go start a war without them?
Didn't pull out. He didn't declare a war.
No, but he didn't get on, he didn't go into that war with his allies.
Well,
Can you imagine him starting a war
yeah,
that cost $2 trillion,
yeah,
hundreds of thousands of lives,
yes,
with falsified evidence?
right. But he didn't. It wasn't.
Can you imagine if George Bush, theoretically, ran his entire second campaign on passing a constitutional amendment to ban gay marriage?
Did he really?
Yes.
No, surely
Yes.
not. Surely not.
That was the entire crux of his 2004 campaign.
It was already banned. Oh no, it wasn't banned. It was
Not
just,
constitutionally.
Yeah,
And not at the federal level.
yeah.
Can you imagine if George Bush theoretically passed a horrible, unpopular tax reform that allowed people to, that gave money away to the rich, to the wealthy, and allowed his tax bill in 2002, it allowed corporations to import foreign profits at a lower tax rate than even the one that the Republicans passed last year. I think it was like 4.5% is tax rate that they paid on foreign profits that were repatriated. Versus, I think the Republican bill last year was like 10%.
I don't know, man. I'm gonna go with. I can't imagine George Bush saying the press is the enemy of the people.
Okay, so if we're talking about how good of a person are they?
So who do we think is the worst president? George Bush or Donald
Yeah.
Trump?
Well,
so-
Donald Trump.
Okay.
But that doesn't make George Bush a good president.
We didn't say that.
But we shouldn't be nostalgic about George Bush. You shouldn't let Republicans get away with making George Bush seem reasonable.
He didn't seem reasonable. He just seemed less tiring.
Yeah, but that just only goes to show how ridiculous the Republican Party's gotten.
I know, but we already have had an illegal war before, so this one was just, more of that.
I hate this whole thing. All right, so we're gonna move on.
No, I hear you, man. I get it.
No, yeah.
we're gonna move on. Okay.
Man, I'd like to move on from this map. Man, mazes in the dog. Jeez.
It's such a good game, Jason. You're really selling
I do not remember the maze.
You're really selling it. I'm really impressed.
It's not that way. Don't go that way.
Really impressed. Loving it. Okay. In the Senate has now been decided. Everything's in. There's no undecided things. Democrats ended up just losing 2 seats. Okay. So, all told, not good, but given the map, not as horrible as it could have been. Now, we've talked about this before on our political show, Jason.
Yeah.
But you know that I was much stronger about the Senate is more important than the House.
Yeah, for
Right.
sure. They do nominations.
Yes, they handle nominations. And if you can get the Senate, not only can you prevent any bills from being passed unilaterally by Republicans, which is also what you get in the House,
Yeah.
right? But you can also not confirm every Joe Blow racist motherfucker judge that Donald Trump puts up. Like the guy who is just about to get confirmed, who literally was fighting against anti-segregation laws.
Wait, really?
He was a lawyer who was fighting against desegregation laws, and he has been nominated for a federal lifetime judge appointment,
Oh my gosh,
and he is probably going to be confirmed.
that's ridiculous. This is not
Yeah.
the way.
Why is this here?
It's a dead end.
But why? Why can't it just be more wall?
Go straight, go right.
Hashtag game design.
Hashtag need more wall. Hashtag ran out of wall. I guess they ran out of wall.
If they did.
But here's the thing. Here's why I was really upset on the day after election was, and we talked about it, was so Democrats lost I almost said Notre Dame. lost North Dakota. I saw the ND on the back. I was like, Notre Dame. Lost North Dakota, Heidi Camp seat. Now, that was actually pretty expected, right? Also lost Indiana, right? Joe Donnelly lost. And lost, Claire McCaskill lost Missouri. And at the time, it looked like Bill Nelson had lost Florida.
And there's nothing in here.
So that was not good, right?
That doesn't sound good. Hey, what's
That's
with
still
that
not
wall?
good.
What's
All
with the
those
wall
things
behind
are
you?
still
Go
true.
Back in there. Go back in there.
What's that? What's that, Jeremy?
Go back in there.
Okay, going back.
Weren't there little things crawling in here?
We killed them all.
Is this something important?
Nope.
You don't think
As a
this is
spider.
It's like a door.
It's a girl with a spider tattoo. Was that the name of the movie?
Dragon
No.
tattoo.
Oh,
Yeah.
whatever. The
Close
girl with the
enough.
spider tattoo is a new movie I'm making. Don't worry about it. So that still happened. Democrats still lost those 4 states. Okay, that sucks. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. However, what happened as we got more results in the West, John Tester, who was, I think, only slightly leading at the time, and it wasn't sure he could still possibly lost because they weren't done counting. In Montana, he ended up winning, so held on to that seat. And what we ended up doing was we flipped Nevada. Dean Heller was beaten by Jackie Rosen, and we flipped Arizona. Jeff Flake's seat. Martha McSally was beaten by Kyrsten Sinema. And so, yes, on the whole, Democrats still lost 2 seats, and that's not great. I would have liked to have held on to Indiana, Missouri, and that would have kept everything status quo, which wouldn't have been great either, but that would have made things much easier in 2020 to get a solid majority in the Senate.
Yeah.
But, you know,
I understand this area now.
this is how it goes.
It
right?
is what it is. You win some, you lose some.
Yeah, yeah. It ended up not being as bad. And by the way, the interesting thing about Arizona, Kyrsten Sinema, she is the first openly bisexual senator. Okay. And she is also the first openly declared non-religious senator.
Ooh.
That's
She
pretty
openly
big.
declares non-religious.
That's pretty big.
She doesn't even say it like ambiguous. Like Bernie Sanders is kind of like ambiguous about it. He's like, oh, because he's Jewish, and so he's like, oh, I'm Jewish, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like, Judaism is kind of a different thing, and there's a lot of people that are like culturally Jewish.
Yeah,
and,
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
they don't. It's not as religious thing as like evangelicals for most, right?
For most, yeah.
And I've always kind of assumed Bernie Sanders is probably atheist,
Oh, yeah.
but he's not openly, and he just says he's Jewish, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Kyrsten Sinema is like very much like, no, I'm not religious, right? So that was very interesting. So these are the little things where it's like, oh, okay,
Make you feel better about it.
yeah,
it's
this
not-
isn't so bad. And for someone who is bisexual, non-religious, to win in Arizona, that's pretty good.
That's a pretty good one.
That's not bad.
I tend
right?
to agree with that. Can you turn the night vision goggles on at any time, Jason?
I don't I think so. No.
Okay, just making sure. All right, sorry. My bad, Paul.
No. So then one of the things I didn't talk about much the last time was governor's races. Now, we talked about it a little bit in the frame of Andrew Gilliam in Florida was hopefully still going to win. It was still undecided at that time. And Stacey Abrams in Georgia was hopefully still going to win. Now, what happened in these
There's nothing
intervening
in here.
weeks
I've decided there's nothing in here.
is both of those went to recounts. And what ended up happening is they both lost. So that's disappointing. Andrew Gilliam lost by 0.4 percentage points. And Stacey Abrams lost by looks like 1.4 percentage points. So that's disappointing. It would have been nice to win those. However, that being said,
How about our boy Beto?
yeah, he lost in the Senate.
I know, but he
That would've been nice.
gained us to.
He did flip some Texas seats in the House, and helped, which was nice. But on the governor's race, Democrats overall gained 7 governorships,
Whoa, what's that?
including, by the way, now Democrats have the governorship in Maine, which now gives Democrats unified control of government in Maine, which is important not only because Paul and Page was who was the previous Republican governor of Maine, was a fucking madman and a racist motherfucker. He was also a total dick in that they literally so the Democratic
These
legislature
potted plants are fake. They're paintings.
Anyway, not only did Maine's state legislature pass a law saying, hey, we want to take the Medicaid expansion to give more poor people health care, right? And he said, no, I'm not going to do that, and refused to do it. So then they put it on the ballot and let the voters of Maine
Ooh, look at that.
vote on whether or not they want to expand Medicaid. And the voters I think it was like 70%, overwhelmingly said, yes, we want to expand Medicaid. And he still refused to expand Medicaid. He was taken to court over it, and it still hasn't been resolved. But either way, he's not governor anymore, so fuck him. So now there's a Democratic governor who is going to expand Medicaid.
Good.
So Maine is going to get Medicaid expansion. Low income, slightly above poverty line people are going to get health care coverage in Maine.
Is what we like
Yay!
to hear.
Yes, so that's good. Illinois, likewise, flipped. Illinois Democrats now have control, full control of the legislature. Not necessarily the greatest thing because Illinois Democrats are not the greatest. They tend to be fairly corrupt, and Illinois has had. Let's just say if Kansas, and I'll get to this in a minute, if Kansas is the example of how Republican economics suck and how nobody should believe them, Illinois is like everything that conservatives say about liberal economics.
Oh, yeah?
They're always bankrupt. They're just, it's not a good thing. The state's gone bankrupt like every 2 years for like the last decade.
Hold on.
It's
Jason,
so
go back,
bad.
Go back.
Whoa,
Go over here.
What does
Wall.
it say?
It tells you to do something.
Ah,
Floyd.
Floyd.
Floyd gets it. Gets the thing. Go back.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I see that.
There was a Floyd thing earlier. I know
Oh.
where it is. I know where it is.
I don't know what I do with him.
Well, you're gonna have to fly him around.
Oh, okay.
You're gonna have to get those little Triforce thingies.
Cool.
Okay. So I don't know that Illinois necessarily being in total Democratic control is going to be great, but either way, the Republican governor only made things worse. So, let's give him a try.
Yeah. What's there to lose, right?
Yeah. In Wisconsin, Scott Walker lost, and that's great because Scott Walker sucks. He's a big old union buster. Not a big fan of that
You're
guy.
up, Jeremy.
Oh, wow. Look at this.
How do I go forward?
I don't know. I'd figure out though. You have a time limit.
Yeah. See, it's right there in the
Oh,
corner.
Right,
It's
so there's
counting down
a
500.
Triforce. There's a Triforce.
Yep. I bet I can't hit those.
A company called Staffing Solutions also has that symbol. Fun fact.
Wait, how can they use the Triforce?
Go left. Go left.
Yeah.
Isn't that a
There's one right
Zelda thing?
Yeah,
I know where the
yeah,
last
I don't
one
know.
is.
Ooh,
Did I get it?
Nope.
Great game physics, guys.
It's not my fault. Jeremy can't fly in the Air Force.
We don't fly. What do you mean? I'm not a pilot.
I know.
So you're the lame part of the Air Force.
No, the easy part. It's
The
different.
easy part?
Yeah. Got it. Is that it?
Yeah. I guess go to the yeah. Keep going. It says go to the pyramid. Get in there. Get in there. Get in there. Get in there. 72 seconds.
Oh, no. It just means that we just have to get in there because it didn't let me go
Yeah,
in.
yeah.
What?
Targets destroyed. I don't know. I don't know what that.
Hold on, go back.
Okay. We can. Yeah, I'll see if it's still there. I'll see if it's still there. Yeah. Ah. Can you press A? Okay. Excellent.
Okay, we good?
Uh-huh.
Well, I mean, can I keep going?
Yeah.
Okay, so Scott Walker lost, and that's great because Scott Walker union busts and he's corrupt as hell and he sucks. There's a documentary on Netflix called Citizen Coke, which is great, and it's about the Koch brothers and their monetary influence on politics and stuff like that. And there's a scene in it where somebody calls Scott Walker pretending to be Charles Koch, and Scott Walker is like literally saying like, "Oh, what can I do for you,
Sir.
Oh, we're trying to get this passed.
Oh, go in there. Go in that hole.
We'll be happy to do that.
I have to get through.
We could really use your financial support on this." And it's like, Jesus Christ. And he got reelected after that. So that's great. But anyway, he lost this time. So bye, Scott. Democrat won in Gretchen Whitmer won in Michigan. So that's good. Get this, in Kansas, a Democrat, we flipped the Democratic governorship in Kansas.
Wow.
Okay. By 4.5 percentage points. Laura Kelly defeated Chris Kobach by 4.5 percentage points. Now this is great for two reasons. For multiple reasons, but here are the top two reasons. One, Republicans in Kansas have decimated that economy. Okay.
Something's happening, Paul.
Oh, okay. I'll be quiet.
Sorry.
Sorry, Kansas.
We'll get back to you, Kansas.
Yeah, well, you just wait. You think about what you've done.
They really should, because it's awful.
I don't know what I did different, to be honest.
You went into that hole this time.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
Yeah, last time we didn't go in that weird nook.
I don't think I got one of them. One of them I don't think I got. I think I might not have got the first person. I feel like that's what happened. Because I didn't do anything.
It's a big square shadow.
Dun, 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 dun.
It's a fly swatter.
It's a pyramid.
Ooh, how on theme.
What?
Looks like the Pyramid Zord from Power Rangers Zeo.
You know what it reminds me of?
What?
In Stargate, the pyramid that lands on top of the other pyramid.
Yes, but also Power Rangers. I had that toy. It's dope. Oh, they have our symbols on them.
I never watched Zeo. I stopped at Turbo.
Zeo was so cool. They had so many Megazords. Oh,
I stopped at Turbo.
Zeo was before Turbo, honey.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was. Zeo was 3. Slap bet. Would you like to make a slap bet, Paul?
I haven't heard that in a while.
I don't even know what that means.
It means that we both bet a slap that we're right.
So if you're wrong, you get slapped in the face.
No, don't look it up. You turn it on.
I will be.
All right. I will make the slap bet.
Woo! Slap
I am
bet.
the slap bet judge.
Yeah,
Okay.
slap bet commissioner.
I'm gonna
bet
Google
commissioner.
Yeah, slap bet
And
commissioner.
I apologize because you know how we've been talking about how old episodes we kept going off on tangents and we're fucking doing it again.
That's okay.
But that's okay.
You like it, don't you, listeners?
Don't you?
All right. Power Rangers seasons. Where can I find?
By the way, if you're listening
Broadcast.
to this, check our subscriber
Television
number.
series.
And if you're gonna make it not a prime number, I'd rather you just didn't.
You're the worst.
I like prime numbers, Paul. They make me happy.
Fuck. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you,
All right.
Jason. Okay, here's what I will say.
The slap bet video
No,
will be
no,
uploaded to our YouTube.
Did you
soon.
look it up?
Nope. I did look it up. Here's what I'm gonna say.
Oh yeah,
You're only half right.
Oh bullshit! I'm half right.
No. Okay, because you said I knew it wasn't season 3 because season 3 was still the original Power Rangers.
Okay, it's 3rd gen.
No. Okay. Kind of.
Okay.
Kind of. So seasons 1, 2, and 3 were the original Power Rangers. Season 3.5 was Mighty Morphin Alien Rangers.
Season what?
3.5 was Mighty Morphin Alien Rangers.
Oh, that doesn't count.
And then season 4 was Power
Alien-
Rangers
it
Zeo.
wasn't
And
a
then
full
season 5
season.
was Turbo.
It wasn't a full season of Alien Rangers, was there?
That's why it's 3.5.
Oh, it's like 1 episode or maybe 2.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay.
I remember the villain. Do you remember the villain's name? It was Hydra Hog. Because they were from Aquitar. It was
This
all
is
water.
this is why I stopped watching. Okay, yeah, you're right, because it says Alien Rangers only went from February 5th, 1996 to February 17th, 1996.
Boom.
But
knows
that,
his Pokemon.
holy shit, that was 10 episodes.
Yeah.
Wow, they were cranking them out.
Yeah. Ooh.
10 episodes in 12 days.
All right, one guy down. Let's go.
So
get,
was it coming on daily?
It had to, or like,
It had to have been.
Yeah.
it would. Yeah, it was, and it would come on right before school. I remember the
I
first
had
season would
no-
come on
I
right
had-
before school.
I had no idea that show came on daily.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'd wake up in the morning and watch it.
Wow. Okay, anyway. So it was not season 3. It was season 4.
It was the third.
But it was
third
before
generation
Turbo.
of them.
It was before Turbo.
It was the third set of toys.
Okay, but here's the thing. It's I declare that it's also not even the third generation, because remember the ninja stuff happened in between because of the movie.
I believe the slap bet was whether Turbo
Because the
was
movie-
after or before Zeo.
Yeah, I believe that was the slap bet.
The movie
I
came out in '95, and that's when they got the ninja stuff, and they went and hung out with the lady with the green bikini on the other planet.
yeah. I know.
Yeah, it wasn't green.
And she taught him kung fu. It was absolutely green.
kinda
Are you want to
camo-
take a slap bet on this one?
No, I think it was kind of camouflage though, right?
Take the slap bet on this one.
Nah, I'm not that confident. I wouldn't do that.
I wasn't either, and I did it.
Wow,
Sack up.
That was a bad bet. Don't make
This is
bad.
why I don't gamble.
Don't make bad bets, Paul.
This is why I don't gamble. Take the slap bet. Take the slap
Why
bet.
would I take a slap bet with something I'm not sure about?
Because to make it even.
It's not how bets work, Paul.
That
You
is
don't-
how bets work.
If you win a bet, you don't have to take a bad bet.
Take the bet, Jason.
You're extra liberal.
Grow up. Grow
Extra
up.
liberal. That's
Grow
what you
up.
are.
I want to redistribute bets in this country, okay?
You want equality of outcome.
I do.
Just like what's his name says.
Who?
Oh, the conservative from Canada.
Jordan Peterson?
Yeah, he's always like, you don't want.
Stephen Molyneux? There's a lot of them.
There are.
No, it was Jordan.
Good old
Okay.
Peterson.
Okay, anyway.
Whoa.
So back to the discussion. Oh, we're playing as
Yeah, we have to get all three of
Blue-haired-
them. to-
blue-haired lady
I think
now.
we have to get all three of them to the pyramid.
Yep. We do.
Ooh,
I'm
she's,
uncomfortable with this.
she's just
swimming?
got, she's just got radiation poisoning. That's why
You don't
she's
think
blue.
women should swim, Paul?
I don't think the camera should follow her from behind
I'll make a
while she's
statement.
swimming in a miniskirt.
I'll make a statement. I don't think women should swim like this. What the shit?
I definitely
Give
don't think-
me the item.
I definitely don't think they should.
Okay, it won't let me have it. Okay.
I definitely don't think they should stay underwater for that long without coming up for a breath.
Yeah.
Because what happens is that woman is dead.
She doesn't even breathe air. I don't know what we're talking about here.
She's
That
blowing
was
some-
bubbles.
She's blowing some kind of bubble.
There's farts. It's all right.
Oh, dark.
I was gonna say something bad, but I'm not gonna say it.
Don't.
Look where they're
I'm
going.
moving
bro.
on. I'm moving on.
Tell me that's not flatulence.
It could be something else,
It could be.
but I'm moving on. Okay. Anyway, in Kansas, so this is good for two reasons that we flipped the governorship in Kansas.
It's propulsion.
Okay, it's good for two reasons. One, Republicans have decimated the economy in Kansas. They went in and they immediately did the thing that Republicans say is great for the economy, which is they literally eliminated income taxes. Okay, they got rid of income tax, like almost completely. I think there was still some there, but mostly got rid of it. Cut business tax rates, did all this stupid stuff. They were like, no, it's going to grow the economy. It's going to be great because businesses are going to want to come here. What ended up happening? They couldn't get any fucking money. They had to cut budgets on their schools so badly that the state Supreme Court ruled it unconstitutional.
Wow.
That they were funding schools so poorly. They were literally cutting school weeks down to 4 days a week. Like, it was abysmal, okay?
Whew.
And they just kept doubling down. Just kept doubling down on it, right? And then eventually it got to such a bad point that Republican legislature had to raise the taxes back because they just weren't generating enough income, and the Supreme Court told them, you are not funding schools well enough,
That's where we came from.
right?
Well, how did I get that item this time? I guess you got to get speed going.
Well, you got to come at it from the right direction. So that's reason one that this is great because what was his name? The guy who was governor there, Scott Brownback. Total fucking shit show, right? And he
Yeah.
was terrible. And so when the Republican legislature said, hey, we have to raise taxes because this is not working, he still would refuse to sign stuff, and so they had to override his veto and stuff like that.
Oh my gosh.
And he's now part of the Trump administration. Who would have thought? He is like he is the ambassador for religious outreach. Yeah, so that's fine.
Okay, we went.
Sounds about right.
I remember this.
The other reason is Chris Kobach was the guy running as the Republican, and he was the state attorney general, and he is a douche nozzle. He is one of these guys who says that illegals are voting in huge numbers, and we have to restrict their ability for people to vote, and we got to make it tougher for people to vote. He was the head of Donald Trump's Voting Integrity Commission, which was basically set out to try to prove that, Donald Trump didn't lose the popular vote, and then they failed. And
you know what? If they want,
there's a whole bunch of stuff. Anyway, he was the one who was running on the Republican side.
Wasn't there a big
lost.
study to see if any illegals voted or if there was illegal voting, and they found out there was like none?
Yeah, he was the one that led that group
Yeah,
because he was peddling all those conspiracy theories.
Yeah, and then didn't he say?
And they were asking for like private voter roll information from the states.
Yeah,
like
and they
states
wouldn't
were
give it
like,
to him.
yeah, states were like, we're not. That was the guy who was running as the Republican.
Yeah. So like
Yeah.
every state they got, there was no illegal voting, but
Yeah.
they say that the states they didn't get definitely
Yeah,
had illegal
yeah.
voting. Is now the conspiracy, I believe.
Yep. Also, the governorship in New Mexico flipped hugely, bigly, if you will, plus 15. So in Nevada, that also flipped.
you don't think that could be the right way, do you, Jeremy?
What? This? No, absolutely not. We just came from that way.
And then-
Or
and
we
then-
came from it.
And then here's the last thing I'm going to go over, and we kind of touched on this before. I'm going to talk about it briefly.
Talk about it briefly, baby.
Ballot initiatives.
I don't know what that is. I'm gonna be real with you.
So remember when we talked about the ballot initiative that we had in Indiana?
Oh
with the,
yeah,
the tax thing.
yeah, like props.
Yeah, propositions, right? And I said in there, I said during that last one that the frustrating thing about this was that liberal ballot initiatives passed pretty easily, even in conservative states. So liberal policies do better than liberals do.
Oh really?
Yeah, that's what we talked about. Because remember, I made the comment like, "Hey, it proves that you don't actually hate liberal policies. You just hate liberals,
I remember that.
and that makes you fascist because that's almost the definition of fascism.
Is,
You
yeah.
hate liberals
yeah,
without any concept of politics, without any concept of policy,
yeah.
right? And so per that,
What's the hate? We bang everyone.
Massachusetts passed the nation's first statewide vote on anti-discrimination protections for transgender people, prohibiting gender-based discrimination in public spaces. Washington State passed an initiative tightening gun control laws, which includes raising the minimum age to purchase firearms to 21 years. 4 states voted on Medicaid expansion. 3 of those states, Idaho, Nebraska, and Utah, all Republican states, voted to pass Medicaid expansion. Montana rejected it, unfortunately, which is weird because Montana is the one of those that, of those 4 states, Montana is the only one that voted in a Democratic senator. And then they sent they rejected Medicaid, and the other 3 states sent Republican senators, including Mitt Romney, who's now a senator from Utah,
Oh my goddamn! Where am I?
and they passed Medicaid expansion. So,
Jesus, is there any way out of here?
Go
dude?
left.
you remember we talked about that Marcy's law?
Yes.
Yeah, that passed in 6 states, unfortunately. So that's unfortunate.
What was it again? I forgot.
That was a thing that's it's supposed to
Right.
guarantee the rights of victims, including like privacy and
right,
stuff like
right,
that.
right. And what it
But
actually does.
it conflicts with it could conflict with the rights of the defendant to defend themselves, right? So in terms of discovery and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
Was nothing in there? Have you checked? I don't think you ever went in there.
Florida
Yes, I did.
passed Amendment 4,
Those bubbles.
which allows up to 1.4 million ex-felons to regain their voting rights. So that's good.
Ooh, that is good.
Maryland, Nevada, and Michigan.
Okay, hold on, Jeremy. When we saw this, where were we coming from? How did I get in here?
Go.
Is this the way I was headed?
That's the way you came from. Where you're pointing right now.
Okay, now I go this way then.
Yes.
Well, I want to go back to where I came from because it was another direction.
Okay, but you haven't gone the other way.
No, I 1,000% have.
Behind you?
Oh yeah, I've been there a whole bunch. So, but we saw a
I know. Keep going straight. You'll see it.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Arkansas and Missouri both voted to increase the minimum wage. So again, Missouri, Claire McCaskill, the Democrat, lost her election, and yet Missouri voted to increase the minimum wage. Michigan fully legalized marijuana for medical and recreational.
Saw that.
Utah and Missouri legalized it for medicinal purpose. North Dakota rejected it. Now, on the other hand, Alabama and West Virginia voters passed measures that cease to recognize and protect a woman's right to have an abortion.
Wow.
Yeah.
Whoa.
That's fine. But Oregon rejected a measure that would have banned public funding for abortion. So they can use public funding for abortion in Oregon.
Oh,
Still.
well, that is, yeah.
So that essentially comes down to Medicaid can pay for it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey, the children are the future.
Yeah.
Unless we stop them now. That's a Simpsons joke. It's my
Yeah.
favorite Simpsons joke.
So, yeah. That was
Left.
the 2018 midterm.
Left.
No. I ain't going back because
No, go left.
no, because we missed a. No, we've been here. We've missed a turn. Sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry. This
No,
is a
that
hard
was- that was
This
a-
is a hard maze.
They're all hard mazes,
This is
man.
ridiculous. They all
Yeah.
looks the same.
Yeah, and it's not clear if it ends or if you just need to get stuff. But there were no tribals, so there's got to be a reason for this water
Yeah,
level,
there's
right?
nothing in here.
Hate
There's got to
your
be an
game.
exit.
And
Hate-
I remember we decided there was nothing in that other place.
Really, and we got out.
Hate your game. Hate your game. Hate it.
Left.
You think so?
Yes.
Okay.
Positive.
Okay.
Hate your game. Hate your game. Hate it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Hey!
Look at
Big
there.
square hole.
That doesn't look normal.
Whee! Jesus, that was a nightmare.
It was really diamond shaped if you think about it.
That's true. It was. You think this is another maze?
I'd wager that I think about squares more than you guys.
Probably. Don't you motherfucker. How do you sleep at night?
Like a baby.
Okay, you ready for the next topic?
I am.
Because it's been a minute on that. But that's okay. We're going to move on.
I liked it.
Overall, I think it turned out better.
Mhm.
Better than I thought 3 weeks ago. And that's good. Especially seeing those ballot measures pass. The House ended up being an even bigger wave than expected. It sets up decently well for 2020. Now, the interesting thing about it, maybe we'll talk about this on the political one if we ever do another episode, but that's another story. But the interesting thing about it, though, is the senators, like the Democratic senators that lost, other than Joe Manchin, who continues to fucking win against all odds. I don't understand that guy.
Now, remind me, Joe Manchin, which one?
West Virginia. He's like hella conservative. He's voted with Trump like almost 70% of the time.
Mm-hmm.
But he's a Democrat. But anyway, he's a Democrat that continues to win in West Virginia, and I don't understand how it continues to happen. But nonetheless, so he kind of defies all odds. Because what you saw happen instead, like Claire McCaskill, Joe Donnelly, Heidi Heitkamp, all the Democrats that lost were really conservative Democrats. So even though Democrats lost seats, the Senate Democratic caucus is arguably more liberal now than it was because it lost their most conservative members. Kyrsten Sinema isn't particularly liberal, which is weird being the first bisexual non-religious senator. And she's actually not that liberal. But, anyway.
Still somewhat liberal.
Yeah, well, the thing is, she was actually fairly progressive. She was actually, if I'm not mistaken, she used to be a representative in Arizona. And I think she was actually a member of the House Progressive Caucus. But then, she got more conservative as she kept serving. And then she, did some state stuff, and she got even more conservative. And then she got even more conservative when she ran for Senate. So it's kind of weird. I'm not sure what to expect from her yet. But we'll see. And so, overall, and then the woman in Nevada, I don't know how liberal she is. Jackie Rosen. I don't think she's super liberal either. But either way, they're probably not as conservative as Joe Donnelly and Heidi Heitkamp.
Yeah.
Sure.
So now Bill Nelson was fairly liberal, so it kind of hurts to lose him. But,
All right, last guy.
not as bad as it felt.
Could have
3
been a
weeks
lot
ago.
worse.
Could have been worse.
I do think Juno looks really cool.
He's the only one that looks all right.
Okay.
They're all
He looks
cute.
like
They're all kinda
from
cool.
Big
Super
story.
Troopers? Or no.
Oh, shit.
Next big
I
story.
can't remember.
Guess what, guys?
What?
PlayStation is skipping E3 2019.
Gasp.
Gasp. I'm making the Pikachu face.
Insert meme here.
Insert meme here.
See, now you're going to make me insert the meme. I'm going to have to do more editing. Boo. Boo, Jeremy. Boo. Boo, Jeremy.
I feel like we need to go this way.
Boo, Jeremy liar.
I'm just leaking
Boo.
content, okay? I'm just leaking it.
Ugh.
I swear we go in this way.
So Sony said to Polygon, said, quote, "As the industry evolves, Sony Interactive Entertainment continues to look for inventive opportunities to engage the community. PlayStation fans mean the world to us, and we always want to innovate, think differently, and experiment with new ways to delight gamers. As a result, we have decided not to participate in E3 in 2019. We are exploring new and familiar ways to engage our community in 2019 and can't wait to share our plans with you. So what do you guys think of that?
Go
This is-
PlayStation. No.
This is the first time, because Sony announced the PlayStation at the first E3
Oh,
in 1995.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, that was the year the PlayStation was announced. Well, actually, the PlayStation was announced before that because I think it actually released in Japan in late '94. But they announced the launch date and the price at E3
There's a guy up
1995.
Where?
Up there.
This was the famous. You ever seen that video? The Sony guy getting up to the thing and saying $299.
Oh yeah. I have seen
That was the first E3.
Oh.
Yeah, because what it was Sega. Because remember when Sega was the thing, Sega came out and announced that the Saturn was going to be $399, and that was in 1995 dollars. That's what a PlayStation. That's.
Can we please call them Clinton bucks?
No. No.
Which
We should
one?
not refer to Clinton. We should disown Clinton. Honestly.
Which one?
But do what?
Which one?
Which
Aw.
one? What?
Which one do we disown?
The one we don't lock up, I guess.
Oh, Bill Clinton.
The one. Yeah, the one we don't lock
Bill.
up.
I feel kind of bad for Hillary. Just FYI. Like I'm
Yeah.
not a huge fan of Hillary's politics.
Yeah, but she got it rough because she was Bill Clinton's husband.
Well, I'm not even talking about.
Whoa.
Yeah. Well, I'm not even talking about the way she's treated. That I feel bad for that too. I'm talking about, you realize she won the popular vote in 2016 and lost the election. She won the popular vote in the 2008 Democratic primaries and lost it to Barack Obama
Yep.
because he got more delegates than she did.
Yep.
She won the popular vote in both of her last two presidential elections,
And she's still.
and she's never got to be president.
Air support, Jeremy.
Like,
You want
I-
air or
that's
ground?
rough. That's really rough.
Move
That's
along.
just really rough.
I can't.
Jeremy. See, I would have this. Do you see what I'm saying now? How
Got
difficult
him.
it is to aim?
Yeah.
Do you
While
get
he's
it?
moving, yeah. No, I mean I believed you.
no, I just had to keep dodging. That's why I had to keep moving.
It's a freaking nightmare.
I feel like my guy stopped shooting. Does he ever like overheat?
Nope.
No. But you can't hold it, remember?
Yeah. I love
You gotta get the jerk off.
it. Yeah.
Exhaustion.
Oh, this
in
hand's
the
good for
forearms.
that.
Don't be vulgar.
You're murdering innocent teddy bears.
You don't know they're innocent.
It's true.
Can you guarantee me there's not
They're
a terrorist
they're
in there?
rapists. They're murderers.
Can you guarantee me there's not one terrorist in those teddy bears?
There's a rapist
We should
in
burn
Lincoln
them all.
Park.
There's a majority of them are
I
men.
don't know what is going on in this temple. It doesn't make any sense.
It's another maze.
No, but I think we've been here before and it was a
Yeah.
dead end. I think, but I thought maybe it was different now.
Speaking of, the next time somebody on Fox News says that the caravan is mostly men, I want someone to ask them, what
What's
it sounds
wrong
like
with men?
What's wrong with men? Why are you hating?
Why
men?
are you contributing to the war
Why,
on
why are you
men?
contributing to the war on men?
Okay, we went in there, and there's nothing in this GD room.
Hashtag save our boys.
Save them.
All right. Anyway, back to the PlayStation thing. God, we keep going off on tangents.
They're beautiful, beautiful tangents.
Yeah, this is true. That's true. Let us know how you feel about the tangents. I have a feeling some people can't follow. That's fine. We don't want you as listeners. No, I'm kidding. I didn't say that. I take it back immediately.
I said it.
Unless you're not a prime number. In which case,
Well, I still want you to watch. I just don't want you to
Sayonara.
subscribe.
But how
Or
can you,
or get a friend to subscribe.
how can you ever
Yes.
get to multiple
make
prime
sure
numbers?
that you get another friend,
Yeah.
right? To
Well,
make it prime.
or you might need multiple friends depending on where you are.
You might. In
Right.
fact, there's no way to determine which one it's going to be until you know because
Until you're
there's no
there.
pattern.
Yeah.
Primes are weird.
Yeah. Anyway. Okay. So, Sony's not going to be E3. The first time they're not going to be E3 since E3 has existed and since PlayStation has existed. What do you think this means? Because remember, Nintendo's also not doing a traditional
Boo,
E3 anymore.
E3.
Yeah, I'm worried about E3 next year. Because Nintendo hasn't done a traditional E3 press conference for the last few years. They do their Nintendo Direct thing.
Oh yeah.
and then
they
the
do, yeah.
Treehouse thing.
Yeah,
or
they
whatever.
did that recently. The Nintendo Direct, right?
Yeah, well, they do Nintendo Directs all the time, but
Yeah.
at E3 they do a Nintendo Direct instead of a press conference, and then they do a day-long Treehouse or
Shoot
whatever.
this, I guess. I don't know what this is. Shoot it.
What blue thing?
It's nothing. Okay.
It's wall.
It's not anything.
I'm just trying to find out what it is.
Okay, go straight and then go around.
Yeah, that's what I'm
What's it?
thinking. We must have to go around, right?
Yeah.
So I'm thinking this means that Sony's going to announce the PlayStation 5 next year. And they're
possible.
going to announce it at their own event that isn't E3.
That'd be pretty cool.
I mean, it's getting about that time.
It is indeed. It's crazy to think about how long between each console is.
Yeah, so the PS4 came out in 2013. So that would be 6 years after, if it launched in 2019, that would be exactly
in there.
6 years.
What's that?
It's got to be in that room.
I know, right?
Can you not swim? Oh, you need Juno.
Yeah, you need the girl to swim.
But we already went in there.
Or not Juno. What's her? Whatever.
Vela.
But yeah, if it launches in 2019, which if they're announcing it next year, doesn't mean it'll launch in 2019. It could launch in 2020.
Yeah.
But if it launched in 2019, that would be exactly 6 years after the PS4 launched and 3 years after the PS4 Pro launched.
That would be perfectly timed.
I find it weird how people say like it's too early, because I'm like, this is the normal duration of console generation.
Okay, Jeremy, the girl went this direction in the water, so I'm gonna go this direction.
I like it.
So, because the PlayStation came out in Japan in 94, came out in 95 in the US, the PlayStation 2 came out in Japan in 2000, and it came out in the US in 2001. So that's 6 years, right? The PS3 came out in 2006 in US and Japan. So that was 6 years after the Japanese launch. It's 5.5 years or so after the US launch, right? The PS4 came out in 2013, which was 7 years after the PS3,
Yeah.
right? So it was 6, 6, 7, and then it would be 6 again.
Yeah.
And everybody's saying it's so early. And I'm like, no,
Air
this
support.
is pretty much right on schedule. I don't know what everybody's saying here. You know, the original Xbox came out in 2001, and the Xbox 360 came out in 2005. And then, yeah, the Xbox One didn't come out until 2013, so that was a long time for them. But I just think that...
Yeah, I don't think it's been a long time. I mean, like, think about how much computer powering has doubled since then.
Oh, yeah. And the CPU is really...
Like 5 times, right?
Well, you can literally count it if you
Yeah,
like.
it's like 5
Yeah.
times, isn't it?
It's doubles every 18 months. Is more.
Well, but it hasn't recently.
it's been close.
Moore's Law has broken down.
But it's been close, right?
No.
It's
No.
not even close.
No.
Well, they reached where it's 50% error on the transistor then?
No, what happens is they can't refine the manufacturing processes. Because what happened, the reason that the transistor count kept doubling was they kept cutting the process node in half every few years, right? So like it went from like 50 nanometers to like 20, to like 35 nanometers down to like 25 nanometers in 2 years, right? But they've been stuck on like 12 and 14 nanometers, and I think Intel's still using 14, and AMD is using 12. They've been stuck on that for like 4 or 5 years now. And Intel cannot they have a 7 nanometer thing going on, and they cannot get it fixed. That's why they've been using the same process node for a long time. So Intel processors have gotten maybe 30% faster in the past 5 years.
Sorry, Jeremy.
But that being said, AMD processors have gotten a lot faster because they were behind the curve 5 years ago. And the Xbox One and the PS4 both have AMD processors. And the AMD processors are really what's holding back the PS4 and the Xbox. So in terms of CPU, the graphics card is fine, especially in the Pro and the Xbox One, which we're playing on the Xbox One X right now.
Yeah.
But it's the CPU that can't keep up. So yeah, they would take a pretty big jump in CPU horsepower on the next consoles probably.
Jeremy, this is a dead end.
Look up. Let's look up. Can you look up? Okay. Let's
I
go
don't
back outside.
understand. Yeah, we went all the way in both rooms 4 times now.
Okay. Turn around. Walk into the wall.
Walk into the wall.
Do it. All right.
All right, done.
I just want everybody to know that I just made my brother walk into a wall.
We all appreciate it.
Yep.
So I don't know. Anyway, that's the thing that's happening. Sony not at E3. It feels sad
Back in there real
this.
quick.
because I think Sony has had the best conferences over the last few years. I think they've shown the best games.
Yeah, they usually do.
Last year's was a little weird the way
back
they
to
did
that other
that.
room
They
quick.
just showed those.
We've already
like,
been there, Jeremy.
4 major trailers, right? They just showed those. I think it was like Last of Us 2, and then like Days Gone and Spider-Man and something else. I forget what it was.
No idea.
Maybe God of
you want me to
War.
go in that room again, Jeremy?
Yeah, just one more time.
Okay. Sorry, I don't know where to go. I'm lost.
Okay. So, but other than that, I think Sony has had the best press conferences. So to not have them there,
Yeah,
They have really good ones.
Well,
every time
they have the best.
They have the best games.
That's
yeah,
true.
that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. Like they have the best. What's it called?
Exclusives.
Exclusives. Yes.
Yeah.
All
Well,
right,
the best
Jeremy. This is the
single-player.
room.
Okay, I feel like is there something up there? I wonder
Where
that guy was.
I don't know how to get up there.
I don't either.
There's no way up there.
Go to the sides.
Okay.
Go to both sides. Let's
Sure.
just look around.
Sure.
Got nothing to lose.
I mean, I guess we could just reload the planet. We could leave and come back.
Why would we do that?
I don't know.
That sounds dumb.
Okay.
This is riveting content.
Well, here's what's
guys.
interesting. Well, our ship's actually gone. When we went back, where our ship was is not there no more.
Is it supposed to be?
Yeah, it's usually there where
You don't speak good English.
It's not there no more.
I don't speak that good old English.
All right, that is that's that, Jeremy.
Yeah,
There's nothing here. It's dead
Let's go
ends.
back out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's
And
see if
if-
there's anything outside.
I don't know what to do about this. No, I have to fight those bugs in the fucking.
Okay.
Hit me.
Guess what?
What?
The FTC announced today that it is going to begin investigating loot boxes.
Woo!
Good.
Jim
Yeah.
Sterling will be happy.
EA
Jim
Games.
Sterling will be happy. He's
EA
already done a video about it.
EA Games is about to go out of business, baby.
He's fun when he's happy.
And Activision.
Do you remember when
Wait,
he did that?
when has Jim Sterling ever been happy?
Oh, when he did the copyright deadlock episode.
Oh,
follow-up
when he
to it.
won his lawsuit?
No. That was good too. But
Oh. Because his lawsuit was more just like, haha, fuck you.
yeah, no. The one where he came up with the idea, or claims to have come up with the idea, or invented the copyright deadlock.
Oh, where you show multiple publisher
Yeah,
games
yeah.
so that none of them...
Basically, YouTube.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, you're the reason Gina G's about to happen. And they,
What?
I don't remember what that song is he plays, but it's by someone called Gina G.
Oh, so he put a music one in there too?
Yeah.
Yeah, because he always does that. He puts
ship here.
he always puts like a Konami and like a Nintendo and somebody else. Because Konami is really bad about copyright. Our Metal Gear Solid 3 one got flagged.
Really?
Yeah, by Konami. We didn't get a strike, but they keep it from being monetized and all that stuff.
Oh.
Which is fine. We don't monetize any of our stuff anyway. But you know, which Jim Sterling doesn't either. But they can also restrict it from showing in certain countries and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Or what they do, even if you don't monetize your videos, they put ads on it anyway, and then they take the money from it.
Yep.
But I think what Jim Sterling's point is, and I think that's what Konami does, is they put ads on it even if you're not monetizing it, and they take money from it. But because he puts two games in there that conflict with each other,
Yeah.
neither one can monetize it then.
That's right.
So anyway, yeah. But yeah, Jim Sterling's definitely gonna be happy. He's already done a video on it. What happened was,
We love you, Jim.
yeah. Well, you know, oh, shit. I was gonna say his thing, and I totally forgot it.
Oh, thank God for
Thank
him.
God for me. Yeah,
Yeah,
thank God for
him.
Jim Sterling. Anyway, so today or actually this was yesterday apparently, which I didn't know. Anyway, at a hearing yesterday, New Hampshire Senator Maggie Hassan asked FTC Chairman Joseph Simmons if he would consider looking at loot boxes, and he said yes. Hassan said, quote, "Given the seriousness of this issue, I think it is in fact time for the FTC to investigate these mechanisms to ensure that children are being adequately protected and to educate parents about potential addiction or other negative impacts of these games. Would you commit to undertaking this project and keeping this committee informed about it?" In response, Simmons said yes, but he declined to go into any more detail about the FTC's current position on loot boxes and whether they constitute a form of gambling. So, what's happening around the world is a lot of other countries are finding that loot boxes constitute gambling. I think Belgium already did it, if I'm not mistaken, and some other country. And Great Britain actually just came out, I think, last week, and basically said that 31% of children in the country had at one point or another paid money to open a loot box. 31% of children in the UK.
Yeah.
Well, in Great Britain. It's not the same thing as the UK, but... Did you know that? Do you know the difference between England, UK, and Great Britain?
Isn't...
I'm sorry, one more time.
England, Great Britain, and the UK are three different things.
I didn't know that England and Great Britain were different.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so England is just England. Great Britain is like
Oh, and
England,
North Island.
Wales, and...
North Island.
No.
North Island's independent.
No, North Ireland is part of UK,
UK,
but
I knew
not
that.
Great Britain.
I knew that UK wasn't just Great Britain.
Great
Yeah.
Britain includes England and Wales and... Is there anything else other than that?
I don't think so. Not on the proper Isle. Scotland.
Scotland.
But
Well, I
that's
don't. I don't
that's
think
gotta be
Scotland.
fountains.
Scotland's UK too. It's not Great Britain.
What'd you say, Jeremy?
Checking the fountains.
Ooh, good call. Fountains. Check the fountains.
So now I'm gonna have to Google this again. Great Britain.
I bet Northern Ireland is part of Great Britain. I bet I'm wrong.
I think it's part of the United Kingdom. Okay, Great Britain is an island in the North Atlantic Ocean off the northwest coast. Blah blah blah. A single kingdom of Great Britain resulted from the union of the Kingdom of England and the Kingdom of Scotland. Okay, so England and Scotland make up Great Britain.
Okay, Jeremy, here's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
We're going to try and rescue every bear in here.
So I guess
Okay.
Wales is considered part of England.
Help me out.
That's weird. Anyway,
Yeah, I kind of thought it was. I did.
Great Britain is Scotland and England. Oh, yeah. So the Kingdom of England, which already comprised the present-day countries of England and Wales, and the Kingdom of Scotland joined to form Great Britain, the Kingdom of Great Britain. And then the Kingdom of Great Britain and the Kingdom of Ireland formed the United Kingdom.
Okay.
Yeah,
I can
and
use
it's
some air
really-
support, Jeremy.
And then of course Ireland split, and I think it's Northern Ireland is still what's part of the UK, and then Ireland proper is
I
its own
can't
country.
see. Sorry, Jeremy.
Okay, so anyway, another tangent, but nonetheless, how do you guys feel about loot boxes?
I think they're stupid.
I think the real ones are cool,
The real ones?
like the real loot boxes. Loot crate. I'm thinking of loot crate. Sorry.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I know what you mean, and I don't like those.
I don't like loot crate either, to be honest.
Well, I think they were kind of cute. I would never do it, but I don't know. No river long enough doesn't have a bend, I suppose.
Yeah. The only thing I like about Loot Crate is that they sponsor YouTubers and make them able to make content. So shout out to Boogie. Open them Loot Crates, Boog. Have you seen a picture of him recently, by the way? Like he posted on Twitter the other day
Boogie?
a side by side of him a year ago and then now.
Don't shoot them. I need
It's
them.
just, wow.
He's a large person. Right?
Totally, yeah.
He didn't he get lipo?
No, lipo doesn't do that. He got
He got something.
gastric bypass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what.
There's 11 of them in here?
Lipo is like you have to be. Lipo just takes off like excess fat off of certain places, so you have to already be like relatively, like you have to be just slightly overweight.
Okay, fair enough.
It's not actually like life changing like gastric bypasses.
We're looking for teddies.
That makes sense.
Anyway, but yeah, so for me, personally, man, yeah, I loot box. Here's the thing, I'm not sure that loot boxes constitute gambling per se. I find it hard to make that distinction because people pointed out that like, hey, the thing with gambling is, generally speaking,
Oh my god. I'm sorry. Jason, go back to the main room. I cheated, guys, because we'd have never figured this out.
You're kidding me. What is
We
it?
would. You're gonna flip. Go right.
Uh-huh.
okay, I have to watch this.
Not this one. Keep going.
Oh. Is it a hole?
It's a hole in the flame. I think it was the last one. The one
That's
before us.
bullshit.
The one before us.
Oh.
Right
Fucking-
there.
Fucking 90s games.
Oh my god.
Fucking 90s games.
Yep.
Fuck you, 90s
Wow.
games.
I
Dude,
had
that
to
was like,
cheat for
how
that.
long was that? 45 minutes or an
Yeah,
hour?
I had to look that one up. That's what I
Oh
was
my
like.
Fuck you,
gosh.
90s games.
Wow.
Jeez.
Wow.
I was like, I had to think. I was like, we've been everywhere on this map at this
yeah,
point.
like,
It's
I'm,
gotta
I'm
be
losing
something
my mind.
stupid.
I figured maybe we have to get all the teddy bears in this level. I don't know.
Yeah, I was like, there's gotta be something stupid.
No,
going
this
on
is-
here.
This
Wait,
just-
this looks familiar.
This is like a distinctly 90s thing. That you just don't see that stuff in games anymore. In most games anymore.
Yeah.
I was because I've been playing Spyro, so you should check out my Spyro playthroughs
Yeah.
on Twitch. I also streamed them on Twitch,
Had been watching.
but also on YouTube. I posted them up on YouTube. But in one of the videos on the one I posted on YouTube, I had to cut a lot of it out because as I was playing, I was playing live on Twitch, and I got to a point where I was like, I don't know how to get the fucking gems. I don't know where they are. And I literally had to go and start Googling things. I was like, how do I get there? I was like, I think my game is broken. And I did the thing where I exited the level and
That's
came
what I
back.
just, we just
Yeah.
did that.
And that's what I'm saying. It's 90s games, man.
Yeah.
Anyway, I cut that all on YouTube, but I don't think the archive is still live on Twitch, but because they only stay for I think 7 days right now. But if you subscribe and watch, then we can get that up to. I can actually hold them there for longer.
Yeah.
Except for I don't stream very regularly at all.
Or even eventually, you could upload some part like highlights on YouTube.
Yeah, but I think you have to be like a Premiere partner for that. But so the thing with so back to the loot box thing. You know, as people point out, the thing with gambling is typically like if you think of traditional gambling, right? Like, well, poker or slots or something like that, right? You put money in, and what you're taking a chance on is that you'll win something, and it might have varying value,
Like
right?
not being slapped.
Fuck you. You win something that might have varying value, or you could win nothing.
Yes.
And the thing people point out with loot boxes is like, oh, you always win something, right?
I don't know what to do about this right here.
And so it becomes more like, and this is a valid point, I think. It becomes more like those little like the crane machines,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And we let kids play the crane machines. They're at all these places. The little things where you put the coin in and it pops out some random prize or something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, and we don't consider those gambling.
I don't. What's your point?
Well, because that's what a loot box is. You're getting something. It might not be what you wanted.
You don't need your dad's credit
Actually,
card.
technically-
You don't use your dad's credit card for the other examples.
Well, so yeah, there's the thing. But
or mom's.
but technically even the
I stole
crane,
from my dad's credit card.
the crane is closer to gambling than a loot box is, because a crane, most of the time you get fucking nothing because those things are a fucking sin on this planet.
It's true.
Screw those things, right? So okay, so if we don't consider those little crane games gambling, and we don't consider Mr. Gaddy's a casino,
We did
or
it.
Dave
We're
and Buster's
here.
a casino, then
Oh, sorry, Joe.
how do loot boxes count as gambling?
I guess like the amount of money would come into play.
Because I don't think. Oh, okay. Do you suspect that the people who make the toy crane game,
Huh?
the toy crane game, would you suspect
it out.
with the creators of that or the owners of one
Yeah.
have a business model for whales?
Oh
Like-
yeah.
You think so?
Yeah. Oh, of the cranes?
Yes.
No.
That's what I'm saying.
No,
That's the
it's
difference.
different. It is a
Like,
difference.
it's by
Yes, I agree.
design.
And that's what I'm convinced by.
Yeah.
And you know what's funny is I have some personal experience actually with it, because, you know, my mom.
Your mom won you in a crane game.
She it's shocking.
Yeah.
Times were weird in the 80s.
Yeah, there's weird things.
They were just putting fetuses in crane games.
There are weird vending machines in Japan, man.
Yeah. Well, but my mom wasn't
I
in
know.
Japan.
Canned
I know.
coffee.
I know.
My mom.
Who
wasn't.
doesn't want
I know.
canned coffee though?
Your daddy was Japanese. I know.
Yeah. So yeah, no, but my mom, you know, because I don't think I talked about this on here before. But my mom was disabled, and for the last 10 years or so of her life, right?
Mm-hmm.
And in the last couple of years, in particular, she was bad. She was like bedridden, and she was dealing with a lot of health issues.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things I did was I got her a. What was it called? Oh, I got her an iPad. It's a brain fart. I got her an iPad so that she could play games and stuff on it, right? Because what I had given her like a PSP and, you know, one of my old PSPs and stuff like that, so that she could play games and stuff to keep herself, you know, occupied. And then I eventually got her an iPad because it's like, oh, this probably has because she liked playing games like solitaire and stuff like that. And I was like, and you can get games that are like 99 cents, right? It's not like a PSP where the games are like $40, right? So I was like, oh, this will be a good idea. So I got her an iPad and I got her like $100 gift card. And I was like, here you go, you know, iTunes gift card for her birthday one year. And she got hooked on those fucking microtransaction games.
Oh.
And I
Premium games.
didn't even know. And yeah, and so after she died, and my dad didn't even know either, because she generally did the finance stuff like that. And after she died, he was like, hey, I opened a credit card bill, and there were like hundreds of dollars of transactions for these fucking apps.
Hundreds isn't so bad.
Well, no, but
in total.
for how much
Look at him.
for my parents, that was a lot of money.
Yeah,
That was not money
for
that
sure,
they had.
for sure.
And that was in 1 month's credit card bill. So I don't know how long that had been going on. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it definitely plays. And that was the thing that was frustrating about it, is because it definitely plays on people's vulnerability. Not just if they have a predilection to gambling, but like in my mom's case, you know, she'd never had issues with addiction or gambling or anything like that. Even to the point where she had smoked cigarettes, but then she just like quit one day and she was totally fine. Like, so she didn't have a problem with addiction, but I think one of the things was like when she was in that state, and it was like that was one of the few things that was providing some kind of instant gratification. You know, when you're in that kind of pain and going through those kinds of things.
Yeah.
And I think it really took advantage of that, and that's just it really pisses me off.
Yeah.
You know. And so, yeah, I think, you know, as a liberal, I'm always cautious of regulations and things like free speech. And I've always been reticent to have any kind of government regulation on video games in terms of their artistic and their ability to express, you know, speech and stuff like that. In this case, I find it different because it's not really regulating the speech or the content as much as it is regulating the business practice.
Yeah.
You know, it's not because it's like they're not saying, hey, you can't put a card game in Madden. They're not saying, the government's not coming in saying, hey, you can't put
I don't know why we're
these rewards and these microtransactions in here. But what they're saying is you can't do this specific thing where you play on people's psychological tendencies for instant gratification and addiction.
Yeah.
Right? To give them things that they could otherwise get through normal means. They're just buying them.
I wonder why like game like design like developers don't like just boycott or like just like go on strike or something.
I mean,
because this
well, for one, they're not unionized.
I'm wondering if that's what's going to happen because it's like,
well,
why would you want to make such a shitty product like Battlefront 2? It's such a shitty product. It's like
it's a shitty game in general.
Dude, I remember I loved Battlefront 2. You had all these maps. You could play by yourself. You could like I'd role play a clone trooper and
the original Battlefront 2.
Yeah,
back PS2.
Yeah. That was so. I played it like 2 weeks ago. It's so cool. There's so many maps.
Yeah,
they're huge. Like so, there's like there's really cool Kashyyyk map on the new Battlefront 2.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, but you can only play it multiplayer. You can't even play it like, you can't even just like dick around with it.
Yep. I barely play the new Battlefield at all.
Super lame.
Yeah, I used to play that with you all the time.
Oh yeah, we should play that later.
I'm down.
Well, that's what we should do. We should do that one night. We should do Battlefront 2 because that game.
2.
Oh, Galactic Conquest was so much fun in Battlefront 2.
As we keep going through backlogs and things like that.
Oh yeah.
Because by the way,
dude, and you know what? The story in the original Battlefront 2 was better than the story in the new Battlefront. Do you remember the original story?
I mean, it would almost have to be.
Remember,
no, I never played the original.
It was a Clone Wars like thing. It was really cool.
I never played it.
Yeah, it was like you followed this.
That was frustrating because I was really excited for the story in this new Battlefront 2.
It wasn't so bad. It was kind of cute. Why are we dog?
The story?
I don't know.
I don't want to be dog. Whatever, we're dog.
No,
okay, it's the face.
I guess.
I was really
in the torso, maybe.
I was really excited.
Okay, I got it.
I was
Where is
really
it?
You keep shooting the torso.
Okay.
Sorry, Paul.
No, that's fine. I was just saying I was really excited for the
He
story.
keeps blocking his face when I shoot.
I'm listening.
I was really excited for the story in Battlefront 2. Because they made it look like it was going to have an interesting story, and they got what's her name? She was in True Blood. She played one of the werewolves. Something Javankar, something like that. Anyway, yeah, she was the main character. She played the main character in Star Wars in Battlefront 2. And Janina Gavankar, I think is her name. And so I was really excited, and man, it was so bad. The story in it was bad.
In Battlefront 2, you didn't like it, huh?
Yeah.
I mean,
not
it was
the new one.
Yeah, I knew one. I mean, like it was
bad.
It was okay. It was cute.
It was bad.
I mean, Jeremy played the story. We really enjoyed it.
It wasn't like Detroit Become Human bad, where it was like offensively insulting to your intelligence.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was a lot better than I thought it would be.
Oh no, it was worse because I thought it was going to be good. Maybe that's the idea of expectations.
Yeah.
I was excited about it and I thought it would be good, and it just wasn't. It was just blah.
Insolent Earth scum, as you. I like to imagine he has an officious old lady voice.
Like Jim Sterling.
Wait,
when
that
he
was
does
the boss?
When he does.
Oh
the
yeah. That's right. Wow.
What is that? What is that segment called?
I remember that fight being super hard, and apparently not.
That was the easiest.
I also am sure
that was way easier than the last two we did.
I'm also certain that I did that with Juno last time. I guess it depends on who you land with first.
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay, yeah.
What?
He knocked the meteor towards Earth. It's a Starship Troopers thing.
What the fuck is this game?
No.
If only there was something.
If only our spaceships
oh,
could
man.
travel faster than a asteroid. Just saying.
I mean, you never know how fast those asteroids can travel pretty fast.
I like to imagine that these are domesticated bears, kind of like wolves or dogs are domesticated wolves.
But
We just bred them to be cute.
but dogs don't use tools and wear clothes. Well, I mean, some dogs
they
wear
might.
clothes.
They
but
might. They might in the future.
Not of their own
They
volition.
might in the future. This dog does. There's a dog in this
that's
game.
true.
This is the future.
It's the future. Who knows what'll happen in the future?
The anti-gay rights people were right all along. People are gonna marry dogs.
Okay, here's the thing though. How can you say that that dog is actually sentient?
Oh, who knows if it's actually
Because he's not talking, he's not communicating at all during this game.
Dude, it could be a furry.
A really short
I
person
like
dressed
to
up as a
imagine
dog.
that now. He is a furry. I
Yes, I like it. I
A
like
really short person dressed up in a dog costume.
it. So this is actually kind of cool. This next part.
Is it?
Yeah. All right, it's not that cool. Wow.
Okay. Who would have thought?
The result is cool.
Oh, they were gonna clone all three. Just have three Junos
Now
come
it's
up.
6. Yeah. 6 of us.
Wait, what?
No, nothing. It's stupid. He's being silly. Why are we doing this? Why are we just standing on pillars?
First place goes to
Unskippable cutscene.
Juno.
Juno.
Unskippable.
Hashtag male privilege.
Second place goes to
They're gonna prestige us.
The lady.
Lady.
Look,
Maybe.
they are. Jeremy was right. They're gonna prestige us.
Hashtag pay equality. Pay equity. Sorry.
Is this my loot box?
This is.
Oh.
You are now collectibles.
It's a slot. No. There's going to be a giant magician come out. And he's going to start fumbling around. You have to follow him.
Oh, I was gonna make a joke, a Doctor Who joke, because they look like the bad guys, but I can't remember the name of the robot people who had a war with the Time
You
Lords.
watch Doctor Who?
No,
Oh,
it's
okay.
awful, but I know about it.
Fucking nerd.
What's the bad guys? They're made they're
Start with a
robots.
D, I think?
Not once have I seen an episode of Doctor Who.
D. What is it? What is
I
it?
don't remember.
Oh no, don't look it up. What is it?
Holy shit! Look at this fucking dog. He's a tank.
It's a
Yeah,
tank dog.
He is a tank dog now.
What the hell is
Look
happening?
at how cool Juno looks. I thought he was the dopest looking thing when I was a kid. Look at him.
Juno looks really dope, but this dog.
I would
is a
like
tank.
it.
What has happened to
I
this?
would love an
How
action
does it
figure of
work?
Juno.
How does it work?
He runs inside.
Are his feet controlling the tracks?
Now he's a furry cyborg.
He's a furry vehicle.
Yes.
He's one of those people who's like he's got do kinks. He's got the people that like that
No,
are furries,
no.
but also the people that like to have sex with their cars.
Yeah.
How do you have what part of the car?
Exhaust.
The exhaust.
Sounds like a bad part.
The electric car revolution is going to really hurt that industry.
Yeah.
All right.
Feel really bad
That's
for people with those
that's gonna
kinks.
be it for Jet Force Gemini for at least a week, probably longer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have any faith.
You're
in
gonna go.
getting
You're gonna
these
get the
bears.
teddy bears now.
No, we haven't told. Don't tell them, but we haven't told them what we're doing next week, right?
Next
Or-
week we're gonna finish this, right?
If I get all the teddy bears time, but the
Okay.
next game is what I mean.
Oh, the next game.
Don't tell them.
Why not?
Tune in.
Tune
in next week.
I was gonna do a
find
teaser.
out.
I was gonna do a teaser.
Give it like just be like be coy about it. Like give a hint.
It's Battlefield 2.
It's not.
It's not.
It's not.
Battlefield 2. It's not Battlefield 2.
Battlefield 2.
I will give a hint.
How about this? If you guess it from the hint, I'll give you $10. If someone guesses it in the comments that isn't Jeremy,
No, don't commit to that because
$10.
What? Okay,
Oh, a million people. A
No,
million
no.
people could do it.
Well, not just that, but there's also legal things about the FTC gets on you if you do give away. Like, there's a lot of laws around this stuff,
Oh.
and we're just not set up for that right
I
now.
will read a sentence that you write.
Yeah, if you leave a comment with the name, and then we will read.
I
on
will
air
read it.
whatever
I will read
comment.
on air if you guess what the game is.
Okay, so
Please make it
here is
good.
the clue. It is also a '90s game
Oh.
that has a remake.
A recent remake.
See, now you probably gave it away.
That's a good hint. He doesn't know.
Oh yeah, recent remake is a good hint for video games nowadays.
Well,
good point.
But a
That's
90s,
true.
A
We've talked
'90s
about-
game that has a recent remake.
We've talked about 3 today.
All right, that's all I got, guys.
Yeah.
Let's close it out.
Not in the-
Anyway,
close it
it's another '90s game. All right, so as always, like, comment, subscribe, share, and you can follow us on our social media: Facebook.com/dontcallmepretentious, Twitter.com/@DCMPretentious. Hit us up on our email with any questions or comments, dontcallmepretentious@gmail.com. Make sure to check out our political podcast. If we ever post anything again, don't worry about it. And that's at youtube.com, Don't Call Me Political, facebook.com/Don't Call Me Political, and the same Twitter page because I'm lazy. And you can get the audio version of that podcast on iTunes, Google Play Music, and Pocket Casts. And you can get a direct RSS link on the Facebook page. And with that, we come to the conclusion of this episode, and one episode away from finishing Jet Force Gemini. Whatever this fucking game is.
That's the way the news goes.
Oh, I thought you were going to do that's the way the cookie crumbles.
No, it's a Rick and Morty joke. Watch Rick and Morty.
And remember, I love you.
Oh.
Oh.
And look up Cody Johnston if you don't know who he is, because he's dope.
He is dope. All right.
Bye.
Bye.